Our world is a vibrant and intricate mosaic of cultures, each with its own rituals, customs, and ideologies shaped by centuries of heritage and environment. As we journey through these culturally rich terrains, we often encounter practices that may appear odd or even outlandish to our own perspectives, yet they remain deeply fascinating and utterly compelling. So join us as we uncover the top 15 craziest rituals of native tribes around the world. Let's start off with number 15, Whale Tooth Exchange Ritual. In Fijian culture, the exchange of whale teeth, known as tabua, holds deep ceremonial meaning and plays a vital role in traditional rituals. The tabua, typically a tooth from a sperm whale's lower jaw, is highly esteemed and symbolizes honor, unity, and goodwill among Fijian communities. Obtaining a tabua is difficult, requiring courage and skill, which adds to its value. These rare objects are used in important moments, like weddings, funerals, or peace offerings between clans. Presenting one signifies deep respect and sincerity. In a formal ceremony, the giver offers the tabua with spoken words or blessings, and the exchange is accompanied by traditional chants and ceremonial rituals. It's far more than a material offering. It carries ancestral weight, spiritual energy, and cultural pride. Even today, the tabua remains treasured, though whale tooth availability is limited due to conservation efforts. Its value has only increased, making this rare ritual a powerful expression of legacy, respect, and shared tradition. Number 14, Bullet Ant Ritual. You can't talk about the 15 wildest native rituals without mentioning the bullet ant ceremony. Known as the bullet ant glove initiation, this rite is carried out by the Satare Mawe tribe in the Amazon rainforest. It marks a boy's transition into manhood. When a boy turns 12, he must prove his toughness and stamina by enduring the sting of bullet ants, famous for the world's most painful insect stings. Their name comes from how their sting feels, like being shot. Elders gather the ants and sedate them with natural plant-based mixtures before weaving them into gloves, stingers pointed inward. When the ants regain consciousness, the boy must insert his hands into the gloves and withstand the fury for roughly 10 minutes. The agony is described as burning, pulsating, and persistent, but enduring it without flinching proves strength, maturity, and bravery. The tribe supports him with chants, and afterward, he's no longer a boy, he's a man. Number 13, Woda-Abe Wife-Stealing Ceremony. The Woda-Abe, a nomadic ethnic group in Africa, practice a unique tradition called the Garawal ceremony, where men compete for attention through charm and beauty. During this event, Woda-Abe men dress in vibrant garments, adorn themselves with elaborate face paint, intricate beadwork, and display striking white teeth and wide eyes, all symbols of masculine appeal. They line up and dance rhythmically while singing traditional songs, hoping to impress looking women. The women watch discreetly and are free to choose a partner based on how alluring or charismatic he appears. If a woman is drawn to one of the dancers, she may approach or even run off with him, signaling her interest in becoming his partner. This tradition is more than performance. It empowers women to make their own choices and allows men to demonstrate beauty, confidence, and grace. The Garawal reinforces social bonds, celebrates individual expression, and honors the Woda-Abe's unique ideals of attraction, courtship, and cultural identity. Number 12, Finger Amputation Ritual. In Papua's highlands, the Dani tribe follows a powerful mourning ritual known as ikipalin, where women amputate the upper portion of a finger after losing a close loved one. This ceremony symbolizes grief, respect, and the emotional pain of separation. It's believed that sacrificing a part of the body eases the soul's transition to the afterlife while also showing solidarity with the departed. The ritual is typically performed using sharp stone tools, in a sacred setting with elders and community members present. The procedure follows long-standing customs and is conducted with care, precision, and ceremonial reverence. For outsiders, the act may seem harsh, but within the Dani culture, it represents loyalty, strength, and a tangible connection to spiritual beliefs. The amputated finger becomes a symbol of enduring love and devotion, a visible, lifelong reminder of loss and honor. Though now fading due to legal restrictions, this tradition remains a poignant part of the Dani identity and collective ancestral memory. Number 11. Firewalking. Firewalking holds deep cultural and spiritual meaning for many communities across Polynesia and Fiji. Selected participants, often chosen for their spiritual discipline, walk barefoot across blazing embers without suffering burns or injury. The ritual is performed during big celebrations like weddings, harvests, or religious festivals. Preparation involves intense mental and spiritual cleansing through prayer and meditation. As night falls and the fire glows, villagers gather around in traditional dress, chanting and drumming in support. The heat from the fire is intense, yet the firewalkers step forward calmly, their feet touching the smoldering coals with unwavering focus. They cross unscathed, guided by belief, not bravado. The act symbolizes mental strength, faith, and the unity between human will and the elements. Far from spectacle, this rite affirms one's spiritual purity and emotional clarity. For these island communities, firewalking is a living tradition that strengthens cultural bonds and reinforces respect for the sacred forces of nature. Number 10. Land diving. Vanuatu is a South Pacific archipelago that is known for its vibrant heritage and scenic beauty. On Pentecost Island, the local SA people perform an astonishing rite called land diving. Also referred to as naghole, it's a tradition dating back centuries, symbolizing harvest blessings and the passage into adulthood. A towering wooden structure, sometimes over 30 meters high, is built using strong vines and tree branches. Men and boys, painted in ceremonial designs, climb the tower and fasten vines around their ankles. With drumming and chanting echoing below, they leap headfirst toward the earth. The vines snap tight just before impact, breaking the fall. This act is both daring and sacred. It represents courage, faith in nature, and gratitude for the yam harvest. The jump isn't just a spectacle, it's a cultural testimony. As each diver rises, the tribe cheers, acknowledging his bravery. This ancient ceremony still continues today, grounding the Sa people in identity, resilience, and an unshakable connection to land and legacy. Number 9. Body suspension ritual. These weird rituals are practiced across various cultures, often as a deeply spiritual experience involving physical endurance and emotional release. Participants voluntarily undergo suspension by metal hooks inserted into their skin, typically their back, shoulders, or legs. The process begins with careful preparation, including physical readiness and sterile equipment. Trained practitioners insert the hooks while taking care to balance anatomy, weight, and comfort. Once suspended, either vertically or horizontally, the participant enters a heightened state of consciousness. Some describe pain, others speak of clarity, peace, or even euphoria. For many, it becomes a moment of personal transformation, spiritual cleansing, or a symbolic rite of passage. These rituals may be undertaken to confront internal fears, honor a life event, or reach emotional catharsis. Despite its intensity, body suspension is conducted in controlled environments with deep respect for the participant's physical and emotional journey. The experience leaves behind not only temporary wounds, but often a profound inner shift as well. Number 8. Face tattooing. Among Myanmar's Chin people, face tattooing was once an essential tradition for women, symbolizing maturity, spiritual protection, and beauty. Girls typically began the process in their early teens, undergoing a long journey where patterns were tattooed over years. The ink used came from plant soot, pressed into the skin using thorns or sharpened bamboo. These tattoos weren't random. Each pattern represented clan lineage, spiritual beliefs, and a woman's readiness for marriage. They told stories of ancestry, protection, and pride. Tattooing wasn't painless, but the Chin women embraced it as a rite of strength and a way to preserve cultural identity. Over time, modern influences, religious shifts, and government bans led to a decline in the practice. Today, face tattoos are mainly worn by older generations, standing as living portraits of a fading tradition. Though fewer girls carry these marks now, efforts are underway to preserve their history, reminding future Chin youth of the legacy etched into their elders' skin. Number 7. Mentawai teeth chiseling. In the deep rainforests of the Mentawai Islands, the indigenous Mentawai tribe practices a striking rite of passage known as teeth chiseling. This ceremonial act is carried out during adolescence to signify maturity and beauty. A traditional shaman or healer carefully files the teeth using sharpened tools, often bamboo or metal, transforming them into pointed shapes. The process is deliberate, painful, and spiritually significant. Among the Mentawai, sharp teeth are considered physically attractive and a visible marker of one's strength and readiness for adult life. Beyond aesthetics, the practice also carries spiritual beliefs. Sharpened teeth are thought to protect against malevolent spirits and enhance one's connection with ancestral forces. This painful yet honored ritual reinforces identity, resilience, and belonging. Though some may view the practice as extreme, for the Mentawais, it's a meaningful transition rooted in heritage. The chiseled teeth serve as lifelong emblems of endurance, pride, and cultural preservation. Number 6. Baby jumping. In the Spanish village of Castrillo de Murcia, a centuries-old ritual takes place during the Catholic festival of Corpus Christi, El Colacho, or baby jumping. Men dressed as devils leap over infants laid on mattresses along the village streets. Families voluntarily place their newborns, usually under 1 year old, in the lineup. The costumed jumpers, representing evil spirits, soar over the babies to cleanse them of original sin, protect them from harm, and ensure a healthy life. Locals believe the ritual wards off misfortune and blesses the children's future. The ceremony is a blend of religious tradition, community celebration, and cultural symbolism. Although the sight of someone jumping over babies might seem startling to outsiders, the event is deeply respected by locals. Participants train and take the role seriously, ensuring safety. This unique ritual reflects Spain's rich folkloric identity, where faith, tradition, and spectacle meet, preserving a vivid part of cultural heritage that continues to attract global curiosity. Number 5. Lip plate ritual. This striking custom belongs to tribes like the Mursi, Surma, and Chai in Ethiopia and South Sudan. Among them, lip plates are more than appearance. They signify beauty, identity, and social standing. The tradition usually begins in adolescence. Girls undergo rituals and ceremonies before their lower lip is pierced. Over time, larger plates are gradually inserted, stretching the lip outward. The size of the plate often reflects a woman's rank in the tribe. The bigger it is, the more status and desirability it represents. The stretching can be painful, but it's a respected symbol of strength and pride. Plates are made from materials like wood, clay, or even modern alternatives like plastic, and often feature intricate carvings. Beyond appearance, they carry meaning, heritage, tribe, resilience. In these cultures, lip plates aren't ornaments. They're badges of identity. Women who wear them are admired for their endurance, dignity, and commitment to tribal customs that trace back generations and continue to define womanhood. Number 4. Crocodile scarring. In Papua New Guinea, among the Sepik River tribes, young boys undergo a powerful initiation ritual, crocodile scarring. The ceremony involves cutting the skin on their backs and chests with razor-sharp tools to mimic the rough texture of crocodile scales. This transformation marks their transition from childhood to adulthood. The crocodile holds deep spiritual significance in the region, seen as an ancestral figure and guardian spirit. As the cuts are made, ash or clay is rubbed into the wounds to help them scar prominently, creating raised patterns that resemble the sacred creature's skin. The process is painful and lasts hours, but the pain is considered essential. During the ritual, elders chant and guide the boys through the suffering, reinforcing their emotional strength. Once healed, the scars serve as visible proof of bravery, resilience, and cultural pride. For the Sepik people, these markings are not just body art, they're medals. Number 3, the Muria tribe. Among the Muria tribe of Chhattisgarh, one of the most distinctive social traditions is the Gotul, a communal dormitory where adolescents gather to learn about relationships, emotional respect, and physical intimacy. The space is guided by elders who supervise and ensure that values such as mutual consent, trust, and understanding are upheld. Within the Gotul, boys and girls dance, share stories, and gradually form romantic ties under communal guidance. A key part of this tradition is the practice of visiting marriages, temporary unions where couples can spend time together and explore compatibility before deciding on a lifelong partnership. These rituals are not secret or taboo. They are celebrated as a natural and joyful expression of human connection. For the Muria, intimacy is not just physical. It reflects emotional maturity and communal respect. By fostering open communication and empathy, the Gotul helps strengthen bonds within the tribe and reinforces shared ideals of love, freedom, and social responsibility. Number 2, sky burials of Tibet. In the isolated mountain regions of Tibet, where rugged terrain meets Buddhist philosophy, sky burials have long served as a sacred method of honoring the deceased. The ritual involves the ceremonial dismemberment of the body by specialists known as Rogyapas, or body breakers. The remains are taken to a high-altitude open site where vultures and carrion birds await. Tibetan Buddhists view this act not as death, but as part of life's continuous cycle. The flesh is offered back to nature, and the soul is guided through mantras and prayers recited during the ritual. Vultures are regarded as divine messengers, believed to transport the soul to higher realms. This practice also reflects practicality. Rocky terrain prevents traditional burials, and wood for cremation is scarce. Yet beyond logistics, sky burials represent humility, reverence, and release. For Tibetans, it's a final act of generosity, offering the body to sustain life, while the soul journeys beyond, free from worldly attachments. All right, guys, now, let's end this with Number 1, volcano sacrifice of Fiji. Yasawa Island in Fiji is more than a tropical paradise. It's a land of ancestral reverence and volcanic worship. For generations, locals believed the volcanoes housed the spirits of their forebears. To avoid their wrath and preserve harmony, they practiced a solemn ritual, volcano sacrifice. A chosen figure, often a volunteer or spiritual elder, would be selected as an offering. On the appointed day, the tribe assembled at the volcano's base, dressed in ceremonial clothing and carrying gifts, fruits, flowers, and sacred relics. The chosen one stood before the crater while chants, prayers, and blessings filled the air. Then came the defining moment. They stepped forward into the volcano, offering their life to the spirits believed to dwell within. The community witnessed it in silence, honoring their bravery. The ritual ended with more offerings and prayer to seal the bond between the people and the mountain. Though no longer practiced, it remains a powerful piece of cultural memory tied to respect, protection, and tradition. If you've enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you soon.